Welcome to 2025, everyone. Hi, I'm Hugh Robertson. We're 20 days into a new year and already it's been filled with energy and enthusiasm and change and volatility. Tonight, we're going to have Trump 2.0 as he becomes president again in America, and closer to home around May, we're going to have an election within Australia. So it's going to be a very interesting year. Something that we're going to just make sure that we stay on the front foot with. But to begin with, I wanted to welcome you to 2025 and just give you a bit of an update from a Centaur perspective on lay of the land and what we see the world going to be. I've made some notes, anyone that knows me, I'm going to try and keep it short, which may be a challenge. So here we go. Quickly reflecting on 2024, we've put together our bit of a review on that. Really good to have a quick flick through that, because when we look at 2024, it really was a year unlike any other. We were going to have a really tough year. We were going to go through a hard landing recession, then it was a soft landing, then it was no landing. So really important that we look at that and don't take away from the start of 2024 when all the experts said it was going to be a bad year and it ended up being a great year. Take away the fact that data and narratives are constantly changing right now, and at Centaur we've just got to stay on the front foot, not try and predict what's going to happen in the market, but as changes happen, make necessary moves that are going to be beneficial to your portfolio and to your world. So if you can, please have a flick through that. The other reflections from 2024 really are about what we did within our team. As many of you will know, we really introduced a few new members to the team, and that's been going along great. I think anyone that's been dealing with us of late would be able to attest to that. From the award perspective, we did really well. We were in the Financial Standard Power 50. We made the Barron's Top Advisor list. I was fortunate enough to win the IFA Investment Advisor of the Year, which was something I was very proud of. We're also a finalist for a Practice Principal of the Year, and probably most importantly, we're a finalist for Client Servicing Company of the Year. That's the one that's really important to us, because that's the reflection of how we're best serving you, our valued clients. So that was something that we're very proud of. We also hosted a couple of events. The feedback was really great from them, so we're going to keep doing that in 2025. Again, if you want to reach out to us and tell us what you'd like to see more of, we'll do our best to accommodate you and get that done. We're also going to try and get back into the swing with more webinars and videos like this, just so we're staying on top of trends, so that way the information's coming from us. You don't have to wait to hear it from Koshi or someone else who may not really understand your best interests. So if it's coming from us, it's going to be aligned to what you're trying to achieve. And that kind of goes in. We've had a really good chat to start the year internally we've really got to double down on our commitment to client and hitting your goals. That's our whole reason for being, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. And how we resource the business is going to be around that, and the moves we make in the business are going to be around that, how we can best help you reach your goals, both initially and on an ongoing basis. So with that, the business updates for this year. Instead of last year where we were losing people, which wasn't an easy message to give, this year we're bringing more people in. So we've introduced Tara Ross into our team as Chief Operations Officer. She's going to complement myself in the role of CEO, and Kelly, who you would have met at the events, as Head of People and Culture. Just in that, really being able to streamline the business, get the operations right, so we can understand what technology is coming in, so we can give a better outcome to you, a better experience to you from that perspective. Tara brings a wealth of talent, energy, and professionalism and experience to Centaur. I've known her personally for 15 years, and for 15 years I've wanted her to come and work with us. So to get someone of her caliber to come and work at Centaur is a real feather in the cap. And you will meet Tara over the next few months, and you'll see, in short time, just how good she is. So we're very, very excited that she's joined the team. We've also we flagged at the end of last year that we're going to move to our own license. So right now we're in the process of applying for that license. It's with ASIC right now. It takes 30 to 90 days typically to get that license. The name of the license is going to be Abundant Wealth Partners. Why that name is because we really wanted something that is aspirational for us, and we want our clients to live a life of abundance. We do define wealth as more than just money. It is about also your health, relationships. From our perspective, it's providing you with peace of mind that you can always pass the sleep at night test as well. So that's something we're very excited about. We'll keep updating you on that so that you're fully informed of when that will happen. It does mean that we moved from our old license. You may not be aware the name of that was Australian Advice Network, which I co-founded with some other professional practices 10 years ago. Now we're big enough to do our own license, so that's the pathway for us going forward, which is very, very exciting. It means we can really create that client experience that we want and not be beholden to other people effectively. Our goal is always the same. It's to make a positive and meaningful difference in our clients' lives. We live by that, we strive for that, and your feedback is very important so that we can always do that. Let's go on to a little bit of an update on what 2025 looks like. Crystal ball is definitely broken, but Trump 2.0 is here, and it's going to be crazy. What you're going to see is you're going to see more volatility in the market. Volatility is not a euphemism for bad. Volatility happens when there's uncertainty, and Trump will provide uncertainty. What is he going to do with tariffs? What's going to happen there with geopolitical issues? All those are uncertainties. What we do know is that companies in the US are going to make more money with Trump as president because he's lowered taxes. So automatically those companies are more valuable. So US, we're talking, there's going to be a key phrase you're going to hear this year, which is going to be called US exceptionalism, and it is how they are going to do so well despite the fact that Europe's coming out of a recession, China's coming out of a recession, Australia's growth is slowing. How is US going to continue to do well? But it can because of the businesses that it's got, and also Trump bringing more jobs back to America. The American consumer themselves has been their biggest driver of economic growth. Whereas in Australia, the biggest driver of spending to date has been the government. We know that all us Aussies, we're not feeling as confident about the future. We're worried about home prices, we're worried about interest rates. So the Australian economic outlook is a little bit less clear. We do have an election that will probably be around May this year. So that's going to be interesting for us to see what the promises are, what the spending is going to be, and where that's going to go and how we allocate to that. From a portfolio perspective, it simply means that we want to make sure that we've got allocations and investments in overseas assets. We don't want to have it all in Australia if we can't see Australia growing as much as possible. For those of you that like stats, a very interesting stat right now is that the price to earnings ratio of Google, which is a tech stock and one of the most expensive companies in the world, and it goes by the ticker symbol Alphabet, its PE ratio is actually less than a CBA, Commonwealth Bank of Australia, right now. So that is saying that the Australian market is quite possibly expensive relative to the growth prospects. So just things that we're going to need to be managing behind the scenes to ensure you've got the right allocation between overseas equities and Australian equities. We've also got interest rates most likely going down. Within Australia, that's 3 to 5 times. Globally, we already see that that's going to happen. Typically, you would see a move to government bonds, but there's a little bit of trepidation there because they have been going down in value. So if we know what interest rates are going to do, it's very easy for us to allocate to government bonds, which are, you kind of lock away for 5-10 years. Right now, we can't really do that because there is that interest rate uncertainty. So you'll see investments that we've got in your portfolio, such as a Yarra Enhanced Income Fund, which is a credit fund. We're going to continue holding investments like that over government bonds at this point in time. For pre and post retirees, there has been not a lot in superannuation, so let's really get through the budget, which will happen before the election this year to see. But we do know that the concessional caps has increased to 30,000, the non-concessional caps has increased to 120. But watch this space, there's going to be more movement there. Big challenge for all of us Aussies is cost of living right now. It is expensive, but inflation is slowing down. So the RBA is comfortable with that. And as they do that, you will see that the interest rates will go down. The problem for all of our retirees is we all want to travel overseas, and that's never been more expensive to go over to America right now with the exchange rate where it is. So there's not really a lot of optimistic outlook there. Australia will probably still struggle a little bit in the exchange rate, but I do know that our exchange rate with Japan has never been better. So, maybe when we're traveling, it's just around reallocating where we're looking to go. So just keep that in your minds. Within portfolios, always the key principle is we're going to stay diversified. We're going to, number one, stay diversified. Number two, we're going to use proven principles in what we do. When there's something that's new, like alternative assets, that we haven't really had in portfolios before, we're looking into that. And if we do introduce something around that, it would be very, very slowly. But we are looking at that as something that takes away from our share market risk. Because with Trump there and with the geopolitical issues around the world, there is a little bit of uncertainty. But we're just flagging that as something that we're looking at. We're not introducing it into any portfolios yet. Something that we're doing behind the scenes, our due diligence on, to see if it's something that we want to include in portfolios. As always, I'm optimistic. I think in this world, you're best to be optimistic. The share market always goes up. I was talking to someone just the other day around when the US share market went down 20% and the US bond market went down 10% in 1 year. That would have necessitated, you would think, everyone moving out of US equities because you lost 20% in 1 year. Interestingly enough, that year was 2022. The next 2 years, you got plus 20% a year in the US share market. So 20% in 2023, over 20% in 2024. So really the principles there are, you've got to be an optimist. Things always get better. Over time, the share market does rise. We've just got to ride through the volatile periods. This year, I reckon, will be a year with volatility. Doesn't make it a bad year. It just means we've got to manage your money and your portfolios really, really well. The team we've got, I think we can achieve that. But whenever you're uncertain, please always reach out to us. We are here for you. We'd love you. If you haven't been to our office yet, please come in, see us. If you want to do a Teams meeting or a Zoom meeting, we're always available online. From other aspects this year, we are going to, again, try and do our events, 2, if not 3. So again, please put your feedback in as to what you would like to see. We do like getting the investment speakers here. They love coming up, and their feedback is always, we have the best clients in the world, which we always think that we do. So that's lovely that the outside world sees how amazing you guys are as well. And I think the other aspect of our growth with our team is we are continuing to grow. The team is growing, and your feedback around them and your positivity towards them is always appreciated. And I suppose finally, thank you last year for all the client referrals that you all gave us. You trusting your family and friends to come and sit with us and become clients of Centaurs is something we never take for granted. It is truly the greatest compliment you ever give us. So with that, I wish you a great 2025 with your portfolio, with your health, with your relationships, and we look forward to seeing you. Okay, bye.